In this episode, I've got a new hat and hat for back vehicle. So is it on? I just couldn't find the other one. So in this episode, we're going to be doing stuff down the back, but also I'm going to overdub stuff on here because I probably got this in the wrong sequence. So in this episode, blah, 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 I'm going to be doing this, taking that out, putting it all around here, and, you know, stuff like that. God, look how much I scraped the side of that car. Down the back, we talked a lot about the front the last time. Underneath, those who didn't know, there's the pack that we had in here. This is the rear of the Nissan Leaf pack, which I chopped and utilized what was left. We sealed it all up and it's been great. It's a good sealed pack. But it's no longer fit for purpose for what we need to do. So we're gonna design a new pack which is gonna fit in the same space. And yeah, see how it works. So hopefully I've designed it in CAD that we're going to use those 355 modules, those VDA 355s, and they're going to be sitting. Ooh, how are they going to be sitting? They're going to be sitting, I think. Yeah. Obviously flat on the flat height, and I'm not sure. Yeah. This is where I really have to be careful space-wise what I have to play with, because I really can't go down any lower. That's pretty much it. You see, like, there's the trailing arm there, and that bar sits just around it there. You don't want to go any lower than that, or this, you know, so that's my limit. So this rear pack's going to come out, and yep, so let's go for it. So there you go. One pack out. Yep, it's lived very happily in there for the last couple of years. Could have done with slightly denser foam there, but it's fine. But what we're going to do is we'll take kind of the overall measurements of this, rough measurements, see how this stacks up with our next plan. Will the modules that we want fit into the same volumetric space? I need 10 to fit in here. That might be a little bit of a challenge, but that's what we're here for, these little challenges. So that's it. Measurements taken, scribbles made. You know, we could go 21st century on this and 3D scan it. Stay tuned, might do that. But for now I'm going all prehistoric on it, and I'm going to sketch, well, it's part prehistoric. So I've got kind of the rough sketches of it done in CAD. And then with this, let's just see what the box needs to be, like what size it needs to be. So we'll see. In the meantime, coupler's being made down the road. Well, I got the coupler at the other end, is being adapted to fit, so we should have a bit more of that. And then yeah, slowly piecing things together. Battery's the big thing. first of all, make sure we get the right ones. They're all going to fit. We'll go from there. So let's move things along. A few weeks later now, 3 weeks later. Been very busy. Place is cleaned up a bit. I'm kind of packing. Other side of my life. So, what have I done in 3 weeks? Not a lot. Been waiting for a piece of the puzzle to be finished. And voila. We had that. That is our leaf side. And now we have our Audi side. Lovely. Pretty. So we've got a spud in the middle of it there to stop it wandering back and forth. That's what it was doing before. It was going, woo, where are we going? Let's offer it up and see how it looks. It's good. Beautiful. Just enough engagement there. Huh? On this side. There. So what I'm going to do is a bit of measurement to see how that matches up with that. Make sure everything's happy. Okay. Little coupler. What's going to be easier? I reckon probably putting it on the other side. There you go. Little bit of a tap. Rubber mallet. Lovely. Like a glove. See? Let's jack her up. Okay, we're just lining up to the shaft now. See, we're just getting lined up now. So that's it in place. Now, what I think is, oh, go away, B. Oh yeah, it's just almost there. What we might have is like a slight mismatch where they just might not be matching up, but it's going to be a little bit of either metal off either end, basically gearbox, spline end, or the motor side. So this is it. It was a first test fit to see how it works. A little bit, probably about 10 mil somewhere, just needs to be relieved. So we'll do that in a bit. Okay, a little bit of a snip with this off the end of the gearbox. Input, output, input shafts. These now, it is absolutely perfect position. Mate up with this. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of it left. How you do this? Come on, come. I don't want you staying there. Hello. Bye bye. Out you go. So, grinding gear. Let's put them together again and see what happens. Take 2E. Take the strain. So, should go together a bit easier this time, I would think. Okay, that's that. Look at that. Yeah, so I think all it was there's a dowel that's on the gearbox housing, and all it was just wasn't aligned with the adapter plate. So took it out, put it back in, snug. Did a test measurement as well, and there is I've got 2 to 3 mil play on the coupler. It's perfect. So I can just sit there between the two, and it'll all be rosy. So I'm going to get this buttoned up and get some engine mounts on, motor mounts. Get some motor mounts on, and yeah, we'll be good. Okay, that's it. Bosh. Engine mounts, motor mounts in. I just need to do a couple more bolts around the bottom, but it's all snug. Next up is to plonk the inverter there-ish, but basically when I get that box and see if it fits. But that's for another day. Enough messing for today. Let's leave it at that and pick it up at the next one, where I might have some 3D modeling of what I think is going to fit in the box. So yeah, more on that next time. So this is me been messing around with what I can in Fusion 360, and what you have here is actually, let's zoom out. So you see over there, that's the full leaf pack, kind of laid out as it would be in the back of the Leaf, where I have the fuel tank. So they are, oh, come on, there you go. Yeah, they're all laid out. That's 24 to 48 laid out. So it's kind of like, right, there's my envelope. What I'm going to be needing to do, the space I'm going to need to fill. So I looked at these VDA 355s. These are like the ones that are used more so in like the likes of the the Peugeot 3 E208 and stuff like that. Any of the Stellantis kind of stuff. So what you can do is, like, all of these come with their own cooling plates. And all the CAD is readily available. You can actually get all these when they come from the pack as well. The pack that you get out of E208, they're pretty reasonably priced at the moment, but you can get a lot of the hardware that you need, and you can chop and change and stuff like that. So I'd been messing around with lots of ideas of how to, package these up, how they're going to fit in the back of the especially first of all the petrol tank area. So using 6S2P modules, magic number 18. I can see what I can do. So that'll give us our nominal voltage, our 300, gives our 400 volt sort of nominal voltage that we need. So with that, started playing around. So, and if you look here, like again, I took some kind of measurements underneath of the vehicle where the petrol tank sits. Sorry, I'm getting used to Space Mouse. There we go. And this is kind of it. This is the arrangement I've kind of come to. You got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 there. And what if you can imagine this? This is like I'm looking at the back of the vehicle at the moment. So you're looking at the pack there as it sits in the fuel tank area, and kind of like in around, say, this area here, back here is where the sort of the spare wheel well would be. And so with the spare wheel well being, circular, leaves a lot of space back on these edges at back here. So on the pack I have inside. You know, the I have the HV connector over this side feeding back into that small little high voltage junction box in the boot. But with this, I'm going to be able to extend the pack out and around these corners, these two corners, and put in the contactors, whatever I need back there to isolate these packs and whatever else I need to put in there, any BMS hardware and stuff. So this is just a start to see what I can put in here. So that is that, kind of, again, a bit rudimentary, but it's straightforward and it fits with plenty of room. When I say plenty of room, like 30-40 mil here and there, it just about has the headroom. It sits, the last pack sat just above the trailing arm of the vehicle. This does the same. So yeah, that's all good. So, but if we carry on down here, the big thing is how are we going to fit the batteries at the front? So, come on, Space Mouse. Oh, this is so funny. Come on, you want to go left or right? There we go. So this, after I played around with so many configurations, and this is what I kind of ended up with. And yes, 10 plus 6 does not equal 18. So I've just gone for the 6 here for now, just as a big block to see where I can put it in there for the moment into the vehicle and see where, like, what other space I can squeeze in another 2 modules into it. So again, looking at the front, this is looking at the front of the vehicle. So, you know, radiator up here and turrets are over here and over here. And then the idea is to put the inverter over this side, because the, what you call it, the brake gubs, brake, the guts of the brakes are over here and the power steering pump is over here. So yeah, eventually plan is to get some 3D scans of everything in the engine bay and then plonk it all together and see how wonderful it looks. But for now, that's the kind of, yeah, the thing I'm looking at. So, and with that as well, actually, before I forget, high voltage junction box, probably actually basically gets all sort of bolted up in here, and this kind of has a slant, sort of a tilt like coming down there, so everything can comfortably be sitting in there. So it'll be sitting at the front. So let's zoom out again. There we go. So that's kind of like what I've been playing at, and playing at, yeah, very loose terms, but yeah, let's go have a look in real life. Ooh. And we're back in the room. So, as you saw, everything's in place. That comes over there somewhere. Plan to put inverter over here somehow. Don't know yet. We'll figure that out. Main thing is we want to see how we're going to put the batteries up front. So I've no idea how this is going to fit in here, so bear with me. We're going to plonk a big lump of cardboard in here, which is the rough space of what you saw that I was doing earlier on, and see how it fits. Now that I look at it all, I'm not hopeful, but yeah, this is almost as rudimentary you can get. Timber, decking timber, cardboard, and to, you know, make sure that the box can pass over this fella. So yeah, this is moving as far away from the CAD you just saw as possible. The exercise here is to see if all this can sit in here when the bonnet comes down. Like it matters. My God, it's dead level. Do you believe it? And look, it's almost perfectly level front to rear, so it must be right. It must be absolutely perfect. So, let's lower the hood, see what happens. Drum roll, please. I'm going to see this at the same time I am. Let's see. Okay. not amazing? Actually, it is amazing. I don't know if you can see it. See the way the cardboard has come down there. It's actually a good fit. Even the kid agrees. So the one thing that's interfering with everything is that, which I'm pretty sure about a year after any of these cars fitted with these lights I think they kind of failed. They stopped working, so that is the only thing that's in the way. That's just pressing down here. But the rest of this is clear by yay much, 20-30 mil, which is pretty good. Yeah. With that though, you say, where's the inverter gonna go? So yeah, I'm gonna get to that now. So hang on a sec. Current thinking is it goes there. Current thinking knows that there's a big headlight there as well. So current thinking may change. Current thinking also thinks that it might go down there. We do a lot of current thinking. So yeah, so that is it. So I mean, phase cables are coming in here, so it would mean replacing the phase cables. Yeah, making them longer to get them in here. Not ideal because you'd like to be able to keep the original connections. If we flipped it, that would be better. Phase cable's going to connect in, but then you'd have your high voltage stuff sticking out this way, and they need to come around, get back into battery. Not a huge thing. Yeah. Other ideas are, because this is going to be up here, I'll have to do a few measurements, but it actually might be able to sit underneath. Not forgetting my conundrum of an extra modules that I need to squeeze in here. And again, it's where do we put those? And if you take that, put it underneath, then you may be able to, I'll have to do a bit of reworking of this pack and have, actually, where's my, there we go. This is VDA 355. Look, a wine box. So again, you could go, right, can we put it there and over there? So the two extras kind of saddle that way. So, because at the moment they're built, the box is designed so they sit this way. So leave that with me. I'll do some more cardboard box antics. What do you think? Okay. Amazing idea number 47. We put it on its ear. Look. See? Phase cables go right in there. It's on its side. I don't know if IGBTs like to work on their side or not, but I've never read, well, ChatGPT's never lied to me, so the DC feed kind of goes in there, but there's enough room for it to come up and it could enter in below the battery. So that leaves lots of room for kind of an extra redesign to have the pack sticking out a bit, and still leaves enough room for what other bits and bobs. Still is enough room for radiator and everything. So yeah, yoink, yoink. 18, 8 up front, 10 down the back. Comments down below. So yeah, what do you think? Is that the way to go? I have no idea. I'm just going wherever the flow takes me, and that seems to work because it uses up loads of wasted space down there. And look at all that space down there. You could easily put the charger down there as well. Gonna leave it there. This is gonna take a little longer than I thought, and so a lot of playing around. And if anyone has any bright ideas, and just tell me, no, you should not do that. It would probably be safer putting it on its head. Then let me know. But for now, that's one thing I'm thinking of looking at. I mean, the coolant's going to be, gravity fed, pressurized. I can't remember what's the flow or return, but one's there, one's top, so you can feed it in from the top and flows out the bottom. So it's working like a radiator. So in through the top, out, in through the top, out through the bottom, or in through the bottom, out through the top, whichever way. Actually, that goes over there, and then the feed. Oh yeah, so there's the flow or return for the motor, and the other one's out there. So it's all very. That's working out really well, isn't it? Pump down here, all very tidy. It's writing itself. Okay, let's leave it at that. Bored you enough to tears. Keep following. Give me some ideas. I need them. If anyone has any spare modules lying around, if anyone has a spare E208 or any modules or anything they want to donate, I'll give them a good home. This is going to take a while, so there's a lot of fabrication to do. But we'll get there. So yeah, until next time, we might actually even have some heating in this.